Smarter Than You, a 10-minute play by Richard Bont. Setting: a modern open-plan apartment featuring a kitchen dining room combination with a table for 6 people. At center, a couch, some chairs, and a coffee table. Down left is the front entrance. Time is the present. Characters: Elaine, an accountant married to David. She's played by Diane Brin. David, an architect and married to Elaine, is played by Dylan Jones. Bruce, a building contractor married to Candace, is played by Don Walker. Candace, a real estate agent and married to Bruce, is played by Nancy Hanks. Andrew, a bachelor and a professor at Harvard, is played by David Myersberg. At Rise, a modern open-plan apartment cast in shadows featuring a kitchen dining room combination with a table for 6 people. Center, a couch, some chairs, and a coffee table. Lights up on the front entrance down left. Elaine and David, masked and married, walk up to the entrance. A doorbell rings. Elaine is holding a bouquet of flowers, David a bottle of wine. Elaine is wearing a bright yellow dress with a plunging neckline and high-heeled shoes. Lights rise on the other side of the stage where Bruce and Candace are busy preparing a salad in the kitchen. Bruce rushes over to greet them, then hurries back.
We're clean. Take those masks off. Quick, you'll be here in a minute.
Elaine removes her mask and gives Candace the flowers. She starts helping in the kitchen, laying the table.
David was messing about. I wish we could just see them without the other stuff.
David grabs a corkscrew from Bruce, opens his own bottle of wine.
Yeah, I was only buying wine and flowers, that's all. Can't you just play the game?
Bruce and Candace stop a moment to take in their friends. Overlapping conversations, kisses on both cheeks for the women, body hugs for the men. Everybody's talking all at once.
Oh, I feel so
Yeah, right. Smoking hot. Sorry to be late,
okay.
Greg. I told you what they'd say. You should cover up. Yeah, we don't want you to get too cold.
All right. Okay. Everybody, listen up. Listen up. I got the perfect stooge for tonight.
What was the giveaway?
He drives a souped-up red Corvette.
Worse than David's junior accountant, Kia Jalopy.
Yeah.
Elaine is one of those who doesn't like Asian cars.
There's a lot I don't like, Davy boy.
Not sniping, you two. Let's save our energy for the dunce.
Remember, we let him trip himself up and then no mercy.
The bell rings. Bruce dons a face mask, looks seriously at the others, puts his finger to his lips, and goes to the entrance. The guest, an athletic-looking, 40-ish masked Andrew, is standing there.
Andrew, come on in. How are you? Take your mask off. I assume you're clean.
Yeah, thanks, Bruce. Yeah, I've been tested negative.
Great. My wife, Candy.
It's Candace, not Candy, Brucey.
Pleased to meet you, Candace.
And this is David. We went to Berkeley together. You spent a year or 2 at Stanford, right?
You could say that.
Hi, Andrew. Didn't Stanford beat Berkeley last time?
Andrews laughs and reaches for David's unextended hand.
Please don't hold it against me.
And this is David's wife, Elaine.
Elaine bows coyly to Andrew, and Andrew bows back.
Elaine?
Bruce told us you guys met at the health club. We go there all the time.
You look familiar, Elaine. You ever attended a spinning class?
Yes, I have.
Let's all sit down at the coffee table, have a drink. Andrew, we have beer, wine, scotch, tequila, any preferences?
Andrew's motioning to Elaine and Candace.
I'll have a soda water, thanks, but please, ladies first.
Well, thank you, Sir Andrew.
Bruce busies himself with the glasses and the ice and the drinks. He serves Elaine, Candace, and David champagne. Candace is busy with the knickknacks, plates and dips, etc. Bruce puts a glass of soda water and lemon in Andrew's hand, who acknowledges him with a smile.
So, Andrew, how did you get into a top business school like Stanford?
I didn't do business. I studied speech and hearing science in the medical school there. I'm doing research in AI at Harvard, where I'm a professor. How about you guys?
Well, you mean you're a Harvard professor with a PhD? A full professor?
Mm-hmm.
Myself, I'm an architect, and Elaine here is working at Deloitte and Touch.
Yeah, Being an accountant is not super exciting, but it pays our bills.
Thank you, Elaine. Too much information, Elaine.
I'm a building contractor now. I got my MBA from Berkeley.
Well, we sure need builders.
What you do sounds so scientific and exciting, Andrew. I suppose I just push real estate now, but I'd love to go to Rome and study Leonardo da Vinci.
Sounds like you guys have a lot in common. Architecture, building, home improvement.
Oh, we also have drinking in common. I noticed you're the only one who isn't.
He likes fizzy water. Don't you, Andrew?
Grabs a lime from a tray and bends over him to put it in his glass.
Mind my fingers.
You know who also likes fizzy water? Trump.
President Trump. Oh, yes. I read that in one of those Trump books. Trump's Enemies, maybe. His brother died of alcoholism. Such a tragedy.
That he became president?
I'm sorry. I was going to say that Trump learned a major lesson.
Oh, Trump can't learn shit. Like all Republicans. Wasn't George W. Bush a recovering alcoholic?
His lush wife, Laura, killed someone driving while drunk.
When she was very young. Sometimes presidents have to overcome momentous psychological obstacles, or even a father complex. Didn't Obama write that book, Tales from My Father?
Bill Clinton never overcame his momentous thing. He couldn't keep it in his pants.
And Elaine and Andrew laugh loudly, but no one else does.
Come on,
Rather, they glare at
everybody.
Elaine.
Eat.
They take their seats at the rectangular table.
Here, head of the table for our guest, Andrew.
Bruce sits at the other end. Candace begins serving people, beginning with Andrew.
I heard Daddy Trump gave his little boy 40 mil to play with. Isn't that right, David?
I think it was 1 million, which he then turned to 10 billion. Thank you, Candace.
So he says.
I don't think he even knows what he says, Candace. He tells his disciples not to wear masks.
Is that what the New York Times made up?
On their front page. And how about that time he talked about, and here's a guy, 59 years old, okay, grabbing starlets' pussies whenever he wanted?
At least someone's getting their pussy grabbed.
It's funny how people get slammed with pejorative epithets when they become rich or famous.
Everybody knows Trump's a total narcissist. He always wanted his name on buildings.
Yeah, from what you tell me, you're an educated man, Andrew. Is it possible to even like Trump? Didn't he recently tell people to swallow disinfectant?
He was musing out loud, desperately wanting all of us to go about our lives again.
You mean so the rich can go about their lives again? What about the poor?
Who pays taxes to help the poor who can't pay, David? The rich do. Don't the rich deserve a break?
The French writer Balzac used to say that behind every fortune there was a crime. I'd like to see a tough wealth tax imposed on the rich to make sure they pay their fair share of taxes.
They've already tried that in places like France and Spain, and the rich just leave the country.
I once signed a contract with Trump because he promised our group of architects a bonus if we could do the work in under 5 months.
Please, David, don't go there.
I'm going to tell my goddamn story, Elaine. And we did it in 5 rather than 8 months, working round the clock, but instead of a bonus, he stiffed me for half the contracted price.
I'm not doubting you, but I need to hear his side.
Why? You want to go inside Trump's low IQ brain?
Oh, come on, David. Don't be childish.
Thank you, Elaine, but I can take care of myself.
Andrew, duh. Trump's no good. Can't you see that? Duh.
Believe us, Andrew. Trump's a total schmuck.
The country was doing great until the pandemic. These criticisms of him have been going on for 5 years, ever since he walked down the escalator with his beautiful wife that everyone puts down because she's married to him.
Yeah, right. She looks like a plastic James Bond girl with snake eyes.
Jealous?
Everybody likes Melania, but she married a bloated fool.
Can we please not tear women down as well? Christ, it's like when people fat shame Trump. Fat people hear these kinds of comments, and how do you think it makes them feel?
That's got nothing to do with anything, Elaine.
Oh, shut up, will you?
Do you think you're smarter than him, Bruce? He's no fool.
Well, of course he is. He's as dumb as a rock. That's what all his teachers have said.
Unfortunately, most teachers are weak. They're afraid of being unpopular as the country and its history are torn apart by fascists on the left. They basically like schadenfreude, not success.
You're a teacher.
I'm a professor, but I can speak for all teachers. How could they have anything good to say about a businessman who turned 1 million of his father's money into 10 billion and built up the whole west side of Manhattan and put Trump Towers, hotels, and golf courses all over the world?
He's bankrupt. Won't release his taxes. He's a crass materialist.
Again, is there something wrong with being rich? I bet all of you are making at least 6 figures. How much does it cost to attend our expensive health, or is it country club? Why are you pouring scorn on businessman Trump as if you were smarter than he was?
Business, exactly. How many times did Trump go out of business?
And started right back up again. Isn't that the American way of life? Or do you people only remember sunny weather?
No disrespect intended, Andrew, but exactly how did you acquire your PhD? Here you are, a full Harvard professor who's voting for a serial rapist, a pussy grabber that tweets constantly with spelling errors and major typos, a guy with his finger on our nuclear button, a racist that hates China and what he calls shithole countries.
How did you acquire your Master of Architecture, David? Did you conflate sensationalist New York Times reports and our problems with China with spacious arguments to serve up what? A whole lot of nothing.
I warned you about this.
Warn me of what?
Excuse me, everybody. What's going on here?
Come again?
You invite me to dinner, insult me. You hardly even know me.
Bruce turns red and glances nervously at the others.
Why? Because I like Trump and you don't? I suppose you won't like the Trump Pence 2020 sticker on my vet, so you hate me. I'm deplorable. You think you're better than me?
Don't be paranoid, Andrew. We just hate Trump.
Andrew, did Bruce or anyone here say anything that might have made you feel
Uncomfortable? Disliked? Set up? Oh, no. Why would you think that?
they're not setting you up, you know? What a thing to say.
How about you?
You, all of you. Why did Bruce just look over at the rest of you as though this was some sort of conspiracy?
Andrew notices the others turn away.
Are you all in this together?
I can answer that. You're new in town. I wanted you to meet my friends and wife, but this outbreak of yours, Andrew, in the middle of dinner, it's beyond rude.
Please, Bruce. Andrew is our guest.
Guest? More like a target. I don't know any of you from Adam. Again, why did you invite me here, Bruce? Why?
The others look down guiltily. Only Elaine looks concerned.
Why did you invite me here?
Nasty silence. Andrew gets up from the table.
That's what I thought. It's time to leave. Good night.
Andrew nods to David and Elaine. The lights fade slightly.
Pleasure to have met you as well.
Andrew picks up his mask and turns to walk out. Elaine jumps up and rushes towards Andrew.
Elaine, what are you doing?
Elaine seizes Andrew and kisses him full on the mouth. Andrew is taken aback, but he just stands there looking at her. Elaine grabs her mask and bag and takes Andrew by the hand. The lights fade some more.
Come on, Andrew. Let's get out of here.
Lights fade out. End of play.